I'ma take pop. And if I hit the switch, I can make the ass drop.
Welcome to In the Vibe.
I am Bass Pete.
And I'm DIZZ-E with a capital E.
Watch out.
You know I like my capitals.
Like this capital.
We love having a break.
Yeah,
it's great.
That's true. It's
right?
all matters.
And so it's, we try to create the magic every week. Right? So, yeah. And thank you for following us.
Thank you, guys.
Wow. And don't forget to
Subscribe. Thank you. That's right.
And also don't forget to ring the bell. Ding, ding.
And thank you for
That was a long
following.
ring. Okay, thank you for following us and leaving the comments down below. Don't forget to follow us on
Twitter,
Instagram,
TikTok.
and on our other YouTube channel, Critical Opinion.
That's right.
Where our latest songs and the newest songs are coming out, okay? And go there and also go to our Spotify platform and iTunes platform. Our new releases are out. Yes. I'm so happy. Woo!
He is so happy.
Okay.
I'm so happy. He's so happy. It's time to dance. He got me into it.
Single, okay,
Yes,
and it's
yes.
from one and only
Ooh.
DIZZ-E with a capital E, right? With Manchester being released today.
Manchester, all right, man. Oh, yeah, all right.
Right, to my people in Manchester. Mwah, love you. Okay, and hope this song will really bring everybody together and let them listen to it. To all my peeps and all my fans.
Yep.
Right? And you know what? I gotta talk about way back, man. That thing, we hit over 9,000 streams.
Yes,
right?
thank you guys. Thank you for supporting us with that. We really appreciate it.
And it's still going strong. And we really appreciate that your love on our Spotify and iTunes, man. You guys are rocking.
Yes, thank you guys. We
rocking.
And you help us. You give us that confidence that we just keep putting out more.
Anyway, so Manchester hit the stores today. Go check it out, okay?
How do you feel, man?
I feel good. I feel good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't wait for them to hear it.
Yeah, he's gonna talk about his stories.
So, anyways, so more songs like that coming out. Check out every 2 or 3 weeks we're gonna be releasing a new song.
That's right.
Right? And our favorite's coming out
yes,
soon.
I have to admit, this one is going to be a dagger because you will be surprised.
Yeah.
It's for those people who like that kind of retro.
Work.
That's right.
Work is coming out next. Next is going to be Work.
Yes.
Right? So we have Metro Tales out about a year ago.
That's right.
We have I Don't Think So.
I Don't Think So.
And since then our vocals have changed and we've done improved.
Yeah.
And singing, rapping, to creating our own music, and now with Way Back at Manchester. Man.
Yeah,
This is awesome.
And I know, I even say it, sometimes I feel like the diva of the group. So I feel like I'm always picking because we're singing a lot.
He's a diva, man.
We're singing more.
Oh my God. Somebody, he's got, you know what? He needs an assistant. That he can boss around and throw away and, get my coffee, spill some coffee in their face.
I don't like that,
like that. So
anyways, but it's going to be.
So he's the Mariah Carey
of
the group.
So here's what you know.
Woo! Lots of things happening this week, right? And so
we should start.
What's been happening? Oh wait, before we go, who's gonna be in the spotlight today? Who do we want to throw in the spotlight? Just throw him in there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's this time. He is on the Mount Rushmore of the greatest rappers of all time. It's LL Cool J. This man,
my brain just blew out.
Yes.
Man, this is crazy.
Yes. This man will get his flowers today.
Insane.
Yes.
Right? One of my top favorites.
One of my
top favorites.
Wait,
LL Cool J. What?
Who's your top five?
Top 5.
Greatest rappers.
Living?
Okay.
Of all time?
Okay. Let's say of all time.
Okay, of all time,
Mhm.
Pac, Biggie. Of all time.
Okay.
And then living, okay, my top, there's nobody else that beats them, period. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I still remember I said it last week, is that if they were alive today,
That is
forget
true.
about it.
That's true.
Like the mafia
That's true.
says, forget about
That's
it.
true.
Okay?
That's
Their lyrical abilities, their rap style, they switch, they just flow, they make you think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's all-time favorite. Okay? My top 5, okay? The god of rap for me is Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube,
He's in mine too.
right?
Mine.
And then I would say Nas. Nas is like
Nas
on
is there.
top of it, right? As you notice, I go East Coast, West Coast here, okay? And then Snoop Dogg.
Ooh,
Right?
Snoop.
Snoop Dogg, man, you can't. Oh man, Snoop. Everybody's called Snoop, right? And then I would say Gangstar.
Okay.
Right?
Gangstar.
And then I can't wait till we do Gangstar and Nas.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And Ice Cube, and
Yeah.
then LL Cool J.
Wow.
These are my top 5.
So-
and if I want to go with my top 6, if I could squeeze one other person in, that would be Eminem.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
Well, I would tell you for me, my 5th would be probably Busta Rhymes. Busta Bust, because he impacted me so much. Number 4 would be Ice Cube. And number 3 would be LL Cool J. Number 2 would be DMX. DMX, yeah. That the way
Where's my dogs at?
his energy, I don't know if anybody is like that pure raw energy. And the first one would be Tupac. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but he's not alive though. I said
Oh, with
living.
alive? Well,
I said because we both agreed Tupac and Biggie
yeah.
ultimately,
yeah,
but
sure.
alive.
Yeah,
Like
but
now,
DMX
today,
isn't alive
performing.
either.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
So
like 5 that are
so
alive,
if I have
that
to-
are still going, that are still pumping out beats, that are still rocking the streets.
Well, I would have to slide the 3, 4, 5, and
Okay.
then I will put for 4th. I would probably say Snoop Dogg. And the 5th, it's a tie. I would say Nas, and that's difficult. I would say, I would say Biggie. But Biggie's there too.
Yeah, man,
The
like,
Biggie's
come
there
on.
too. That's
Come
hard,
on, dude.
Because I'm not putting Jay-Z.
And I can't forget my son.
Oh, my son.
My son, okay,
yeah.
between Eminem and so that would be my 7. 7 would be my son. My son is my son sort of reminds me of Tupac, a combination of Tupac and Nas.
Okay, that's a good combination.
He's a combination of Tupac and Nas, right? So
Yeah. That's hard. That's
my
hard.
son,
I have to think about that. I don't know
yeah.
what to put the 5th one.
This guy is amazing. But those are it. That's it. That's my 7, right? Right.
Yeah.
And I would even put, like, I like Eminem's style of rapping. I like it's different, it's unique. So my song would probably come just before Eminem for me.
I remember a couple of years ago, Snoop was saying that Eminem wasn't in his top, 5.
Yeah, he changed that tune now, didn't he?
But I think with Eminem, he is unique. But he lyrically, this is one of the greatest lyricists ever that we're talking about. I think maybe sometimes people didn't like, or some rappers didn't think his voice was so intense compared to other rappers. But
are you kidding? Like the guy puts the energy and everything into his songs.
Yeah, he does.
Right?
He does. It's just I think maybe some people
The thing I like about those two, like the rappers I picked, the 7 rappers
Yeah.
that I've said, right? And they really know how to tell a story.
That's what's about,
right?
Yeah.
And the intensity they put in. Like remember, Ice Cube wrote majority of the lyrics for NWA.
That's right.
Right? And they brought the street to the people.
Yeah. That's what it's about. Yeah.
And so, like people say, gangster rap and conscious rap and this. No, I say they're the greatest storytellers of all time.
Yeah. Because
because if you go back and look at what they did and what they were rapping about, they were rapping about issues of those times, those days. So it's basically like going back and listening to a historical recording of history.
Yeah, and many of those issues still
and they still exist.
Yeah, exactly.
They still exist, right? So I mean, hey, in some ways, I think we've gone backwards, right? With racism, with guns, with women's rights, everything is going backwards instead of forward. Right?
I don't know why is it? Is it because of the stress? Is it because of
because of the politicians, man? It's basically just the politicians, and you got to remember they're catering to 1/3 or 1/4 of the population instead of the 3/4 of the population.
And that's why the
people.
So
that's what I don't understand. Yeah. Is, how is government, not just in America but throughout the world, it's always that 1/4 that dictate.
Yeah.
Right. And in this case, like I just thought. So, anyways, we'll come back to that later. Right. But hip hop, these 7 that I mentioned, are the greatest for me, and this is just my opinion alone, and nobody has sponsored us, and there's no sponsorship from any of these rappers from us, but these 7 rappers are, I think, the greatest storytellers of all time.
Wow.
And they're still continuing to tell the story.
They're still active.
Right? So that's what I mean, that's longevity. Because I've seen other artists that have come and gone, right? And their music has disappeared as well. Unless you accidentally come across them on YouTube or somewhere else. I mean, they do have their legitimate following, but they're not like, it's just come and gone.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's what LL, in one of his podcasts that he was with, another rapper, he was saying that that's the main thing. Try to make your rap career a career. Don't just please a single group like, teenagers or guys from the streets. Try to make it your story out that it can reach everybody.
So there you're telling a story.
That's right.
Just like what we do.
That's right.
We tell a story. So what's been happening this week in the news?
Should we start with WWE?
Oh, and here's our WWE news.
Ooh, yeah, brother. Oh, well, what's happening now is if you know about Rhea Ripley, she seems to have had an injury and will not perform in the next pay-per-view match with what's her name?
Bel-Air.
Bel-Air. It was Bianca Belair. Thank you. Bianca
Right.
Belair. Yes.
Yeah, they were going to have the match at the next pay-per-view, right? Which is Money in the Bank, I think.
That's right.
And which is okay, right? Because there's other people that are going to step up, and Carmella. I thought, you know what? I'm sorry. Like to me, I don't see her as a wrestler. She hasn't convinced me all this time.
She has the best body.
No,
that's what she said.
No, she doesn't. Okay, but I just don't see her. I don't buy her as I never bought her the first time. To me, she's one of those comedian wrestlers, right? She's like but she's a dancer. She's from what was that women's league, that football league?
Cheerleaders in NBA.
But then she went into becoming that football league thing.
The women's football league?
Women's football league thing, the one with the big lingerie football thing. She was in that for a while, and now she's on WWE. I give her credit. She's moved her way up, okay, and she keeps herself relevant, okay, and but I don't see her as the face of WWE. Right? Asuka, right?
Asuka is serious.
Serious. She her Becky Lynch.
Yeah, Becky
Lynch.
Right?
What they're doing with Becky Lynch, I think, is kind of shameful because they took her to the top of the mountain, right? And then they just dropped her.
I think she's taking her turn because when she came back,
she took her burns way back. She hit the ropes and the bounces and the bangs. She took them for years. Under Charlotte, she put Charlotte, Sasha Banks, everybody that came up with her. She was the one that sort of put them all over. I think she's already done that. She's already taken her bumps.
I think she will come back.
John Cena's 20 years, man. Right?
Your time is up.
Your time is up. Right? Anyways,
you can't see me.
Every time he does that, I can see him. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So if I was a wrestler, that's what I would do. You can't see me because if I can't see you, how did I poke you in the eye? Okay. Anyways, no, much respect to John Cena. He's coming back. Right? I wasn't a big fan of his in the beginning.
Me too.
Right? But then in the later, like about 10 years ago, right? About 12 years ago, I started becoming a big fan.
Hustle, loyalty,
because
respect.
then I also understood, like, that's not just something he says.
Yeah.
It's something he actually
That
lives by in real life.
Exactly.
Everybody says that. He is a hard worker. He's the first one in, last one out.
Yes.
Right? The guy is like, he reminds me a lot of Dwayne Jones, right? The Rock.
Yeah.
Okay? And they're actually really good friends.
Yeah, I can see
Right?
that.
And you know, and he's sort of taking the same path. You know, went from wrestling, from bodybuilding to wrestling. Actually, he was a football player too, right? In college. Football, bodybuilding, and then came into wrestling, and now he's into acting.
I remember when he was in that TV show Boot Camp before wrestling, and I was like, look at this big guy.
Really?
Yeah. If you watch it, it was like a 13 episode, I think, show called Boot Camp.
I know that's where the Miz came too. Was from the boot camp thing.
Miz came from Real World.
Yeah, but then he was in the boot camp.
He was?
Yeah,
Oh,
I remember the boot camp. So John Cena, 20 years, man, salute you, right? And continue doing it, and now he's in movies and TV series.
He's gonna follow the Rock's road.
He's incredible, right? So
all right, we should go to hip hop.
Just 1 second, and that's it for our WWE.
Goodbye. In New York,
they're now allowing, you weren't allowed to conceal a gun in New York or California, New Jersey, or anywhere else.
Yeah.
Now that the Supreme Court has overruled that, we're going back to the Wild West here, right? And somebody's even if it's not you, somebody could grab the gun from your holster.
That's right.
Right? And shoot somebody else with it, right? Or that, you know, your quickest reaction to any situation is pull out the gun, right? And shoot. So this is why I don't think you should be allowed to carry a gun. I think they should have strict gun laws and strict restrictions on how to who they give licenses to and who can have a license.
Well, I think the NRA is behind this as well because I think they're pigeonholing the Republicans. And
I don't know what they have, what kind of hold they have on the Republicans,
because,
but
you know, it's scary. And I think the people of U.S. we have to go out and speak our piece. Like, we don't want any more laws dealing with guns like this. Because if this passes in the Senate,
it'll pass everywhere else, right? A lot of the Republicans, after these January 6th hearings have come to do, and they're actually telling a really good story, step by step, explaining it, and all those excuses. Republicans are not able to counter any of that. Right? And that's just good because now there's a lot of Republicans that are going, we didn't know about that. We didn't know that. So they can't come and argue something that there's a video, it's in writing, that they deliberately broke the law and knew they were breaking the law because at the same time they were asking for writing for pardons, right? And also asking for money from the president, like, you know, give us some legal money because we know we might get in trouble, and if we do, we need to have some money to fight it, to the legal battle. So if you're preparing for that, that's premeditated crime. That's a premeditated crime, right? So I think that, like, I don't know if the DOJ is going to do anything, right? Because they get away, politicians always get away with things, right? No matter how much evidence or, you know, you have, okay? Next, okay?
Suge Knight.
Suge Knight.
You heard about Suge Knight. If you understood the story with Suge Knight in the 2015 movie N.W.A. Straight Outta Compton, Suge Knight went to the studio set and he wanted to say that he didn't like the way he was portrayed in the movie. and it was two guys. And forgive me, I don't remember the guys' names, but when he was in his truck, he ran over these two guys, and one of them got killed and died. And the widow is really pushing for Suge Knight to stay forever in jail. Suge Knight now is, I think, 28 years in this sentence. But I think it was it last week, there was a mistrial, 7-5, in support of the widow in her favor. But usually in a mistrial, what happens is that the case was inconclusive, so it's not fully active. So what they'll see in this sense that maybe Suge might get some leeway and some less years. So I think, but the widow wants to prosecute again to
they'll just redo they'll have to do a reset, a new date for a new trial, right? But they have to present new evidence.
Yes.
They can't present the older evidence, right? They have to present new evidence, right? And that's the thing.
But Suge, man.
but he's done a lot of crimes probably that haven't been reported by people, right? And so, anyways. And we talked about this before. Snoop Dogg bought. He's now the owner of Death Row Records. Yeah. So even when Suge Knight comes out, he can't do anything anyways, right? Yeah. So he's not going to be getting any royalty or anything because Snoop Dogg has bought that whole company out, right? And so anyways. He did what he had to do at the time. He was hustling, bustling, doing what he needed to do, not in the right way. But a lot of, everybody puts Suge Knight as the bad guy, the guy that did the worst thing.
But a lot of bad stuff happened.
A lot of those record producers at that time and record companies screwed a lot of the rappers and a lot of the artists, not just rappers, right? Who don't have any control of their catalog, who have no rights, and the record companies collect all the royalties, and they pass a little bit on to the artists, right? As more of a generosity check. It's a generosity check, not an actual royalty check.
That's a big issue. Well, with LL Cool J, he owns all of his.
Yes.
Or I would say even most of his, because LL actually owned a part of Def Jam. But I know we're starting a little bit early, but he used that ownership to get back his master. Yeah. So it's always wise to own your own master.
He was at a very young age.
Right.
He was already, street smart, business savvy, right? Yeah. And so he was already very good. So let's start with LL Cool J.
Let's do it.
Okay? Here we go. The man.
GOAT, greatest of all time. That's what he calls.
Okay.
So, born James Todd Smith on Long Island, New York on January 14, 1968. LL Cool J is a nickname. Oh, by the way, his nickname, I think you guys know what it means. You know what it means.
LL Cool J?
Yeah.
Ladies love Cool James. LL Cool J.
Imagine you make a signal like that. LL base POX.
XXP porn star.
Oh
no! Anyways, but that's cool. I like that, right? Because that shows that he didn't use a street name, thug name.
That's right.
It's I like about LL. Right?
Exactly.
And LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Okay, LL Cool J was he's a phenomenal, like we said. Okay,
so when he was growing up, he grew up in Queens, New York. He had more of a West Indian ethnicity from his grandfather. And I don't know if you know the story about him. And one of my favorite songs, his father, is when he was 4 years old, his father and mother, they split up. But his mother wanted to take him, to take care of him. And the father was really upset with that. And the father shot the mother and the mother's father. The father shot the mother.
His grandfather.
Yes. The father shot LL Cool J's mother in the back, and he shot the grandfather 10 times in the stomach.
Wow.
And at 4 years old, like LL said, this is blood. This doesn't feel like love.
Yeah.
And eventually the father, I don't know if he can ever come back from that, but he apologized to his mom, to the grandfather, and tried to make amends. And it's been tough ever since. You know?
I don't know if that's easy to come back from. You shoot somebody, right?
Yeah.
How can you shoot somebody and say I love you?
But the mother forgave.
Yeah.
The grandfather forgave. And I mean that's
a whole different level of forgiveness, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
So coming from the streets like this, I mean, you know, with dope heads, hustlers, and so on, LL was just looking around. It's like, I don't want this life.
Yeah.
You know, and he just started to write poetry and rhymes and rap when he was 10. And you know, even his mother noticed, and he says, and the mother encouraged him to keep doing this. So you know, he eventually signed to a fledgling hip hop label, Def Jam Records, which we know.
We all talk about it. Every artist at that time,
Yes.
that was the label that they headed towards, was Def Jam Records.
That's right.
Right? It was either Def Jam Records or Death Row Records.
Woo.
Right? Or No Limit Records.
Yeah.
But at the time, Def Jam was the pinnacle of hip hop.
Yes.
Right? And so this is where everybody was going.
And I have to give credit to Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin because Russell was always trying to help the rappers, you know, get their masters as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't like with Death Row, and I might even say Bad Boy to a point because
Bad Boy definitely does.
I just want to say that.
P. Diddy screws every rapper that's on Bad Boy.
Because not all the stories are coming out.
No, let's just be honest. I mean, it's not like something that's going to be hidden for a very long time.
Yeah,
right?
The truth always comes out.
P. Diddy and Suge Knight, they were doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing was, P. Diddy just didn't hold guns to people's heads or beat them up or had thugs beat them up. But we don't know. But still, you know, there's a lot of like rappers that are from that era now are coming out and saying, "Hey, man, we don't have our rights. We need our rights to our music." He won't even sell. He won't even sell the catalog rights to them.
That's right. Mace had to pay $2 million.
Yeah.
No,
he was offering to. He still didn't get it.
Oh, that's horrible.
Anyways, and Mace wrote P. Diddy's lyrics for most of his songs.
I was pissed off about that. I was like,
yeah.
really?
So P. Diddy didn't actually write any of the lyrics, right? Mm-hmm. And he did reference tracks so P. Diddy could rap to and learn how to rap from the reference tracks. Okay, so I'm not taking anything back. That was business then, right? But I think that he should give catalog rights back to the original artist, right? I think he's made more than enough money, right, from everybody else, right? And so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So going back to LL, after a string of hits included on albums like Bigger and Deffer, Walking with the Panther, and Mama Said Knock You Out.
14 shots to the dome. Wow, Mr. Smith album. Oh, one of my favorite albums is the Mr. Smith album.
Oh, that was the one in the 90s, wasn't
it?
Yeah, you know, let me explain a little bit about this catalog. First of all, the first hit he had was I Need a Beat.
Yeah.
And with I Need a Beat, it was his first expression of how to put himself into the hip hop world.
That was more like the Fat Boys type of thing.
Yeah, it was
very similar to the Fat Boys and stuff like that.
My first time I heard him was I Need Love.
Really?
That's
my first one that I heard was Back to Kelly.
I'm going back to Cali.
Back to Kelly.
I don't think so.
Back to Kelly, right? And so that was my first introduction to LL Cool J. He was only like 19 or 18 years old when he did that, right? And he was touring with Fat Boys and other Run-DMC.
That's
and at 17, 18, that's incredible, man. Like that is crazy. And you know what's on top of it? What I like about some of these the rappers that I've mentioned, they're highly educated as well.
Yes. Do you listen to his lyrics? Like he seems like he dropped out of high school. But the way he wrote those lyrics, like so poetically, so emphatically. I remember when I was a kid, I was trying to copy him. I was trying to lick my lips. I have big lips. But I was writing love letters to girls. And I was trying to make it sound so poetic. And I remember I was writing one love letter to
Cupid.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it because I was like, you look so beautiful. When I see you in school every day, you made me want to go to the cubicle. Anyway. It sounded silly.
What exactly were you going to do?
No. But it sounded silly. It sounded silly. But
censor! Children, if you're watching this, I have no idea. Parents, please remove the children from the room now. Okay, because he's taking girls into the cubicle. I don't know what else he's going to talk about, what he did with them, or what he was offering to do with them. Okay.
It was like in British, as you say, a snogging.
That's all right.
Snogging means making out, right?
No, snogging is just a kiss.
That's what it was, a snogging.
Yeah, but you said you're taking them to a cubicle. Why couldn't you just do
snog,
it in public?
to snog.
Why couldn't you just do that in public?
Why would you do it in public and just
Why?
snog?
You have problems with public affection?
It was just to make a kiss or have a kiss.
Anyway, so
going back to anyway.
Bring your kids back. It's okay. All right. So
the next
that was
hit,
a close call. Right?
the next hit was I Need an Around the Way Girl.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's play this one. I Need an Around the Way Girl because I love this hit. It was probably his first real hit to start.
Really? I was gonna say let's play Back to Kelly.
You want to? Okay. You know what? We'll play back to back.
Okay, we'll play Back to Kelly.
Yeah.
And then the Roundaway Girl.
Yeah.
Roundaway Girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Fast, but this girl was faster. She was looking for
Fendi bag and a bad attitude. That's all I need to get me in a good mood. She can walk.
So hip hop artist or author and actor LL Cool J. Yeah, we forgot to mention he's actually in the TV series.
Gosh, yeah.
And
in the house, but
the
down
NCI,
it's
right?
NCIS.
NCIS,
Yeah.
right? So he's actually in a series that's been long running for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
He's in movies. He's doing books. A motivational speaker. Right, the guy is still writing music, still writing lyrics, and still performing. Right, and so you know why the guy's such a phenomenal singer, rapper. Like he does all this. So why have they never asked him to be in part of the halftime show in the football in the NFL?
That's a great point,
right? I mean, he's a legend. Why haven't they got like Fat Boys? Run-DMC.
Well, since Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg were in it, maybe they might now. Maybe
I think they should bring these guys out from that era, right?
Yeah.
And let's just do it. I don't know. They'll be really cool, right? And so he, like we said, he was born James Todd Smith on January 14th. 1968, right? And if anybody want to send him some love on January 14th, go ahead, write him, fill out. And if you go to his like YouTube channel, he's got all his contact information.
Yeah, he's
like Instagram, the Twitter, all the sources, right? And I'm pretty positive somebody else is managing that for him. But anyways, send him some love. Now you know he's born in January 14, 1968. Fill it up with all the love. In January 14th. Remember that day, okay? Growing up in New York, Smith adopted the stage name LL Cool J, right? And we told you what that stands for. Ladies love Cool James, okay? The outgoing teenager signed up with Def Jam Records in 1994, which was...
1984.
1984, yeah, that's what I said, 1984. I said 1984. Hello, okay? And so... From there, this was the record label with Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin, okay, and they released the hit "I Need a Beat." Yeah. And then he sold 100,000 copies at the time. You know, because back then that was a huge number.
Yeah.
100,000 copies. Yeah. Right, of a single "I Need the Beat." Mm-hmm. That's just incredible.
Yeah, but it gave him confidence. It gave him confidence to continue on to other songs. Mm-hmm. So as he was this young artist that left school to record his debut album, Radio, which was a hugely successful mix of conventional song structure and pop-oriental rap, and music fans responded enthusiastically to the album singles "I Can't Live Without My Radio" and "Rock the Bells."
Oh, "Rock the Bells." You know what?
You want to play it?
No, we will play it, but "Rock the Bells" was actually my first.
Oh, that was your first. That was okay.
It just slipped my mind, and then it was Back to Kelly, right? That I really liked. These were the songs. So "Rock the Bells," yes. Oh man, that takes me back.
You know what? Let's play it.
Yeah, okay. Let's play it. Here you go. "Rock the Bells." Right. Oh man, this guy is. If you get a chance to listen to the full song, please go listen to it because this is what really opened. This sort of he elevated rap music from this point on.
Yeah, exactly. So as he was continuing on and brought more than 1 million copies of the recording from Rock the Bells and I Can't Live Without My Radio, he appeared as himself in the feature film Crush Groove. Actually, that's a great movie, by the way. A lot of the rappers...
That was from 1985?
That's right. Yeah. A lot of the rappers that came out as well into that movie. Kurtis Blow, Run-DMC, LL Cool J.
Boys, New Edition.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? There was like a whole... they were ruling the charts at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Exactly. And like... especially with New Edition.
Mm-hmm. Oh, New Edition!
New Edition was like ruling the charts. Right?
We gotta talk about
and those guys said, that's a whole story. And so we will talk about them. I really want to talk about the Fat Boys as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Definitely,
because they were just one of my favorite groups, right?
Yeah.
And they were what I call fun rappers.
Mm-hmm.
They had fun rapping. They had fun doing their videos. They had fun doing they made you feel good.
Yeah, it's true. It's
right?
true. Yeah, they were great group. And by the way, since you were talking about the acting, his first speaking role was a small part, in the 1986 high school football comedy. And I love this movie.
Oh yeah, the Wildcats.
It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings, football. Wildcats. Yeah, anyway.
Oh yeah, that was actually really cool. That was
with Goldie Hawn. Yeah. That was
with Goldie Hawn
and
what's his name? Matthew McConaughey
and Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, they were all really young back then.
They were.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In his follow-up album in 1987's Bigger and Deffer, LL Cool J showed his softer side with the popular ballad I Need Love. That was the one that really brought me to it because that's what I started to write poems to.
It became an instant hit, right?
Yeah.
Both in the rap and pop charts, right?
Yeah.
And 2 years later, he was back on with the chart, with his album "Walking with the Panther."
Wow,
right? That's a wicked album.
Yeah.
Right?
He had this swagger, he had this like great voice and
his style.
Yeah, I mean he was.
Everybody tried to put that little Gilligan hat.
Gilligan hat. Exactly. So it was his fourth album, Mama Said Knock You Out. However, that became
Don't call it a comeback, right?
That became the biggest seller to date.
This was actually, there was a bit of a hiatus there. He wasn't around on the scene as much because he was doing movies and he was doing like a lot of other stuff and producing other artists.
Yeah.
Right? And so he had been out. This is when people started sort of talking a little bit bad about him.
That's right.
Trying to start a beef with him, and this happens a lot in the rap
because
business. When you see a goat, when you're a goat or you're somebody big, other smaller rappers try to start beefs with you so they can get their own reputation, build their own reputation. But LL Cool J isn't like that kind of guy that just sits back and takes it. Like Eminem never did anything. He didn't respond back to a lot of the beefs. Right, because he knew what those other guys were trying to do. But when Machine Gun Kelly, he did that song about his daughter. He went all out and destroyed the guy. The guy doesn't even know his career is dead. Okay, There's two guys you don't want to mess with: LL Cool J and Eminem.
You don't talk about family,
right? And because these guys come back and and knock you out. Okay, and that's what Mama said to knock you out was because his mother is the one that said you should do something about this. Put those kids in their place, right? And so this was his fourth album. Mama said to knock you out in 1990s. He came back,
and
that's why he starts off with "Don't call it a comeback," right? Because I've been always around. Right, and then he started after that. He just cut them down.
Yeah, because many people thought he was going to pop, like to pop rap, and they were saying he's kind of soft. So he just exploded with this hit.
Yeah,
and this single was so popular in Middle America that it was like the urban environs of youth.
Yeah,
and it won him his first Grammy for best rap solo performance.
Yeah, he had that tougher than normal project as street persona. Right, LL Cool J won over fans everywhere with this song, right? And so if you thought he couldn't put it out and he wasn't street tough, he didn't have that toughness. he proved everybody wrong.
Yes, we gotta play it.
And so here is Mama Said to Knock You Out.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. I'm rocking my pants.
Wow, great. I mean, even when he's explaining everything, it's just fantastic. So, also in that album, there was Around the Way, Girl, which we already talked about, and the Booming System.
Yeah.
But, you know, when he was in the height of his career, he was starting to do more movies, like Toys, and so on. But, you know, after stumbling with the 1993's gangsta style 14 Shots to the Dome, LL Cool J played up his sexy image in 1995's Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith, my favorite album.
I believe so.
Actually, 14 Shots to the Dome is a good album as well.
But the problem was he didn't,
Smith.
Yeah, he didn't.
That's where you saw the softer side.
Yeah.
But also the cool side of Mr. Smith.
Because with the 14 Shots, he didn't have any really successful tracks coming out, so that was why.
Because it was it was more street gangster thug kind of a song.
That was around Snoop Dogg's time.
Yeah, but it did make success among the people that listened to that kind of music at that time, right? Yeah. But then when he came out with Mr. Smith,
so let's talk about it. So the explicit single "Doing It Right."
Doing it, wow.
Featured a duet with rapper LaShawn. Now, this is what got him in trouble, right?
Yeah, with his wife.
Because the one lady was licking his face. The wife kicked him out for a week or so. And I mean, it's art. That's what.
But I can understand that, right? And then right after that, from the same album, right, came the romantic song "Slow Jam Hey Lover."
Man,
that's a really cool song. That's done with what's her name?
Boyz II Men.
Right?
That's one of the best tracks.
Yeah.
And by the way,
and it won him a Grammy Award.
That's right.
And for the best solo performance.
Yes.
Right, and that was like, if you haven't heard "Hey Lover," here you go.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Skated off as you strolled off, looking at them legs. Goddamn, they look so soft.
All right, man. Still like, look, you can't see my arms. Like goosebumps, right? Goosebumps everywhere.
My wife, by the way, she likes Sean from the back. Boyz II Men.
Boyz II Men.
She likes the slim one. It says Sean Stockman. Yeah. She's dreaming of it. Sean, stop taking my wife away. What's wrong with you?
He's not gonna take your wife away. Well,
because
that's married.
You see, you know, Sean's like ooh, you know, something like that.
I like the big guy with the deep voice.
Oh, that's yeah.
Little club.
Yes.
Hey, anyways, they have some. If you haven't heard that, we'll talk about them
in the upcoming.
when we talk to BVD, right? We'll, Bell Bev DeVoe. When we talk about that, then there's a whole series of people. That's a whole different group of people that we're going to talk about. Okay. Anyways, then so by the late 1990s, LL Cool J had officially crossed over to a career of a legitimate actor. So this is where he started focusing on his acting career, right? In the 90s, he appeared in the 1997 comedy Baps. Right? That's funny. If you haven't seen it, gotta go see it. Starring with Halle Berry. And it was directed by Robert Townsend. Right? Robert Townsend is a really good actor. He's a good director.
I remember him from Meteor Man.
So he's actually really cool, right? And then in 1998, the horror flick Halloween H20. And with Jamie Lee Curtis. Right? And so then in 1999s, in the 1999s, that's how you say 1999s?
In 1999.
Any given Sunday, LL Cool J showed off his acting chops, taking on the supporting role across from the heavy-hitting stars as Al Pacino, Dennis Quaid, Cameron Diaz, and Jamie Foxx. But you know what? There's a story behind. Did you know?
Yes,
I'll let you tell the story.
So the story, what happened was that Jamie and LL had a little bit of a spat because when LL was trying, I think it was in one scene, LL was looking at Jamie, and I think he was like trying to toughen him up. And Jamie, I don't know what happened. They were all like into the acting mode. Jamie just punched LL, and he says, "Don't, effing hit me." And LL's like, and he just took a swing at Jamie and knocked That's now they're friends after all of that, but it was like you were both getting into the acting roles and just.
Well, they were both just coming out and coming in. Both their careers were just sort of moving along.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx came in a lot later, though, right?
Yeah.
And so LL Cool J sort of thought, you need to give me some respect.
Yeah.
Right? And LL Cool J sometimes, and he even admits it, now he's calm and peace.
But
and
Jamie
harmony.
did test the waters.
But
Jamie
no, but he said that at that time he would just blow up very easily.
Yeah,
He would get mad really easy, and so directors had a difficult time, or producers and directors didn't really want to deal with a guy like him, right?
Yeah.
Then he realized he can't do that on set, and everybody loved Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Okay, Jamie Foxx was already the lovable character, right? And so
what's so funny? I talked about this earlier with this. LL Cool J born in 1968, Will Smith born in 1968. LL Cool J won a Grammy for rap. Will Smith won a Grammy for rap. LL Cool J had his own show in the house in the 90s. Will Smith, Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah, their careers are like side by side,
yeah.
climbing next to each other.
But
and they both had hit movies, hit series,
yes,
right? Hit songs,
yes.
Okay. But
you think LL's a better rapper?
LL Cool J is a much better rapper, okay? And but Will Smith is a much better actor. Not much better.
I wouldn't say much better.
I think they're about equal acting skills, right?
I think LL didn't get like the big breaks like on those movies like Will did.
Well, no, but his new series, or his not new series, NCIS, right? That's huge.
That's showing his acting chops.
That's huge, right?
Exactly.
He was on Hawaii 5-0, the new one. They did a crossover on that show. He's been on that. He's been in, and he's still got some up and coming movies where he's going to be going, and I think that he's going to be doing really well.
That's right. He's doing lots of TV shows.
The guy is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So to bring this to conclusion, LL Cool J is probably one of the best rappers ever, I think, right? And I think that it's something that I'm very happy. Thank you for your music. Thank you for showing us a way, and thank you for all the beats and everything that you've ever done, man. Yeah. You are a goat.
Yes. I also have to say, God. But I also have to add that we have to add the 2000s a little bit with Hush, with Paradise, with Love You Better, with the one with Jennifer Lopez, Control Myself. Yeah. I mean, he kept continuing on and on and on. LL, I mean, you're teaching us how to be the GOAT, G-O-A-T, which is done,
he's
by
a
you,
legend,
by the way.
Man, already. He's a legend in his own time. Yeah. The guy is phenomenal, right? And that brings us to our
top 10 hit list.
Hit list. Here it is.
That nigga, I pop it for real. Shawty, she pull up, she looking for real. Me and my nigga, we getting this money. I told her to live it, a kid in the deal.
Record, I am Muslim first. Where should I begin? I'm a general, I'm one of the men. ABB is in.
I'm ass down when the sun go down. For the ones I love, I burn down the whole town. Trudging through the mud, you gotta pay me back in blood. Tap heads, call subs if you tired, bruh. Liable to wild.
Mama know I ain't make my bed, but I'ma lay in it. Whether it's sandpaper, suede linen, whether I'm alone.
Get a second chance to make a first impression. We both know that you're sexy. I can't wait to get your nigga.
Riding in the car with no keys. Straight up, Louis V shirt with no sleeves. I got Slaughter Gang, nigga, I'm reppin'.
For top, go dollar for dollar. I'm taking the problems away from my mama. I told her my sister, show love to my brother. I be liking on my stylist. Hold on, haircut.
Sitting on 24. You did. And cut bitch, she couldn't play her role.
Gotta throw a party for my day ones. They ain't in the studio, but they'll lay some. Rest in peace to Drama King.
All right, that top 10 is just getting better and better. And these upcoming rappers, I see some of them out there. It's really, really good. So we're just gonna keep pushing you out there. And
there's one song that we didn't play yet. And I think we should play it because it just got released. Okay.
You wanna do it?
Here is Manchester.
Let's do it.
The artist, DIZZ-E with a capital E, from the group Critical Opinion.
That's right.
Okay, so here it is.
What? UK.
Listen, I came from the mud, what you know about pressure. Chavs on the block, quick to put you on a stretcher. I'm reppin' Beswick, I'm straight out of Manchester. Scally swinging hands and blades with little left. Listen close, we live by the street code. If he told, he ain't gon' be leaving this earth in one piece though. Kilos, move to the strip, killers on beast mode. You speak to the pigs, it's a rap for your veto. We know how to move around the block. Couple of us made it out, but the rest did not. I graduated from Cambridge, I made my shot, and I prevailed, yeah, I truly gotta thank my pops. He helped raise me, both parents gone by 5. Had to learn from an early age how to survive. In these crime-riddled streets, I was eager to grind. Cause you'll end up in a box if you ain't keeping in line. Easily I'm one of the realest who came out. Know a couple gorillas who really gon' bang out. I'm chillin', and I know plenty of villains who changed routes. When I saw him make it big, I never had the same doubts. We getting paid now, it ain't hard to win. Shout out to D-Cut, Swiss Blade, Charlie M. They my bros, nobody's going as hard as them. If anybody talk different, they some charlatans. I'm confident that you can never hang on the strip. If you move how you move, that's a dangerous trip. The gang is legit, them UK bangers will hit every portion of your body like the neighborhood chick. It's Manchester, this is how we live under pressure. Test us, you gon' get a lift in a stretcher. Reckless, straight up out of Beswick, blessed with enough intellect to learn how to make an exit. You'll get run through, better try hard to live humble. That's why I'm still alive and I thrive in the jungle. Keep your eyes peeled, them snakes always amongst you, biting at your feet, hoping that you might stumble. Y'all don't want trouble, calm your ego down. Before you see it, there's an ego with evil frowns. Mean mugging, you tryna be peaceful now. Them G's lethal, you'll probably get at least 4 rounds. We don't believe you, why you tryna act so tough? You a puppet, that's why you got your back sewn up. In these streets we act smart, we don't have no luck. We strategize and survive, if you mad so what? We don't trust what you say, enough for the games we're living. We ain't really in the rush for the great, but if you keep thinking this is just entertainment, blood, they'll probably leave a few cuts in your face. So adjust to this place, it's a wicked city, ain't it? Killers posted up round Piccadilly Station. Clayton, staying in your crib is the safest choice you can make, you ain't really about this gang biz. Keep cool and you'll make it far. I ain't tryna glorify, just raise the bar. Cause if they don't hear the truth, they gon' play they odds. So I'm laying the facts down that they can't ignore. It's Manchester, this is how we live under pressure. Test us, you gon' get a lift in a stretcher. Reckless, straight up out of Beswick, blessed with enough intellect to learn how to make an exit. Yeah.
Alright. I know you loved it. I know you loved it. Oh, you loved it. Okay. Anyways,
so we should close everything. We want to thank you guys for another episode of In the Vibe.
And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to notify you when we post our new videos. And also don't forget to follow us on all our social media sites. Come along, come and join the journey and the ride. Okay?
That's
Once more, stay safe, be happy, love each other, peace, love, respect.